children, welcome to ICT Learning. So this is a continuation of grade 11 first chapter playlist, right? So if you haven't watched any previous videos, please go to the playlist and watch them. So let me quickly show you how you can check them. So this is my channel, and if you go to the playlist tab, now there's usually it goes to the home, but if you go to the playlist tab, you can see all the playlist I have done, right? So from here you have to select grade 11 textbook, and there you have all the um, videos I have done. For example, for the chapter 1 I have done 4 videos, so you have to watch them and watch this particular video, because then only the continuation will work, right? Because I have already done the basic programming concepts, and the Pascal I have started, right? So please navigate like that, then it is very easy to learn, right? Okay, so as in the previous video, we have done the basic introduction of Pascal, and some programming parts we have done. We have installed an IDE, this Pascal XE thing, right? For the developments. So in this particular video, we are going to talk about basically selection, right? So hope you remember, when we have the control structures, we have a sequential. So that means each step will be happening one after the other. And selection means it's based on a condition. You will have different statements to be executed, different paths to go, right? So if statement is the basic thing we are talking about here. So in this flow chart, you can see if the condition is true, some statements will be executed, otherwise there will be no executions in this particular scenario, but there can be other statements also when the no scenario, right? Now if you don't know about flow charts and pseudocodes, please go and refer the playlist I have shown, because the first few videos of chapter 1 are basically talking these things, right? So this is the pseudocode of it. If the condition is true, then part will be executed, and it's the end of the if. It's the basic version of if. So if you go for the types of if statements, this is the basic one, right? Um, okay, so here, if the input number is only positive, print the number. So this is what we have already discussed. If the statements will be executed only if the condition is satisfied. Now in this scenario, you get the number from the user, and if the number is greater than 0, that means positive numbers. If it is true, then only it will be printing that particular number. If not, it's not doing anything, right? It's just finish the execution, right? So this is the pseudocode. Begin, you take the in value, and if the in value is greater than 0, you will print n, and that's the end of the if and end of the program, right? So this is the basically Pascal coding part. So let me put it to the Pascal XC, this particular coding. You can use this code beautifier to make the code more readable, and indentations nicely doing. So here you have one variable called integer data type called n. So n is the variable name, integer is the data type, right? Then you begin and end, right? So you write ln enter number. So you print enter number. Right? So then the user will give some number, and that number will be stored under n variable, right? If n is greater than 0, then it will print this one. So usually in this will be one kind of a statement, you can see if, then, and here is only the semicolon is there. Then these read-lns are there basically to stop this quick execution and show you the result. So let me execute this. See, otherwise, if you don't put this read lens, this won't be stopping here, right? That's why. So enter number is printed, right? Write ln means you are printing, and the cursor will be moved to the next line, right? Ln, right? If it's just right, the cursor will be here. right? So then I will give 5. For example, 5 is a positive number. So when I press enter, it will print positive number, right? So let me do it again, and I will give 0 because the condition is checking whether the number is greater than 0. So in this scenario, it won't be printing anything because this is not a positive number. So let me give a negative number, right? So there also nothing is printed because this is not a positive number, right? So very easy and very straightforward thing. Next we have if, then, else and end if. So here what happens is if the condition is satisfied, statement 1 will be executed. If condition is false, then the statement 2 will be executed. So there are two parts. For example, if it's raining, I will take my umbrella with me. No, if not, I'm just keeping it at home. Something very similar scenario. So here they have given an example of finding large number from two unequal numbers. I will make beautifier used. Okay. So we'll read this program and see. This is the program name, large number. So input outputs are taken. And we have three variables. All three are integers. N1, N2 and large is the names of the variables and those are integer data type. Then it begins and you write enter two numbers. So the user can give two numbers and those two numbers will be kept based on the order n1 and n2, right? So if n1 is greater than n2, then your large number will get the value n1. That means, for example, if the n1 is greater, like is n1 is like 10, n2 is like 5. So n1 is greater than n2. So your large variable will assign with n1. The value 10 will be assigned for the large. Else, that means other scenario. For example, if this condition is false, means it's like your n1 is like 5 and n2 is like 10. That's how this condition get false, right? So then in that scenario, your large number will become n2. So can you see the full thing has been written and the semicolon is here. So in other some programming, this is not the case. They have for each statement they can have the semicolons, right? But here the full if condition will have the one kind of semicolon at the end only, right? Then it will print the result, right? We will execute this. Okay, now I'm giving the numbers. I'm giving 10 and I have to press enter. 10, enter, 5. Now my n1 is 10. N2 is 5 based on the order given right here. So N1 is greater than N2 because 10 is greater than 5. So it should print large number is 10. Right? We'll see the result. Understood? So we'll do it again. Okay, we'll give, enter two numbers. So this time I'm giving n1 as a small number like 2 and for n2 I'm giving something like 13, right? So here n1 is 2 is greater than 13. No. So this then part won't be executed, else part will be executed. So large will be assigned with n2, large will be assigned with 13. So when you print the result, it will print large number is 13, right? Yeah. So large number is 13. So in this code, you can find what is the larger number. Maximum, find the maximum of two numbers given. You can use this. Same thing, you can do it the other way. And now let me do a small change for this code. I will find the smaller number, right? So enter two numbers, I'm giving it. And here, if n1 is greater than n2, my small number will be what? N2, right? Else, that means a small number will become, that means n1 is greater than n2, that means in this scenario here it will be n1 will be the smaller number. So then I will print small number is, right? And I will change it here as well, right? Let me execute. Enter two numbers, right? Now in this program I am finding the smaller number, right? Let me put 2 and 9. Now in this condition it will check, okay, 2 is greater than 9. No. So small will become first number. Small is become 2. Understood? Let me give it in the other way. I will give 7 and 1, right? Now my n1 is 7, n2 is 1, right? 7 is greater than 1, yes. That means my small number will become the second number. So small number will become 1. So it will print this, right? Okay, let's go for the other example. Nested if. Now here there are so many if conditions, right? So when there are multiple conditions, one after the other, nested ifs are used, right? For example, there is only one particular variable, but there are a lot of conditions to be tested, right? For example, when the marks now for the O levels, when you get the results, you will get a grade. So your grade is based on the marks you obtain, right? So you start, you get the marks, right? And it has so many if conditions. Can you see these diamond boxes? So many if conditions. What happens is first, it will check whether your marks are greater than or equal to 75. For example, if you got 90, that means your result is A, right? Because this condition gets true. But if your marks are like maybe 70, it will move to this particular scenario. It checks if the marks are greater than or equal to 65. Now remember, in this side, there are no marks which are greater than or equal to 75. All are filtered in the first condition. As a result, A. So here it will have results like 60, 50, 40, 30, 1, 0, like those kind of marks are only captured here. But in this condition, if your marks are more than greater than or equal to 65, it is considered as a B, and all the rest of the marks will be carried over here, right? For example, if your marks are 50, 40, 30, 20, it comes here. If is your marks greater than or equal to 50, yes, then it's a C. The rest of the marks will be moved here. If is your marks are greater than or equal to 35, then it's a S. All the rest of the marks will be considered as a F. And then only it will print the output. Okay. So let me again explain the pseudocode for you, right? So input marks are taken as M. So M is the variable, right? And if M is greater than 75, it's direct A. But if it's else, you cannot stop with one if. There are so many if, nested ifs. Because if the marks are greater than 65, it's B. If marks are greater than or equal to 50, it's a C. Else, again, if the marks are greater than or equal to 35, it's a S. Else only, it's a grade of F. So there are so many nested ifs, right? So let me take the next program also. And make it beautifier, and we'll see the program, right? You have the wait here, right? So program, and you have the name of the program. You have two variables. One is an integer M, integer type M variable, and char type grade. So char means only one letter, right? So then you print enter marks. The given marks will be captured under M variable, and if the marks are greater than 75, it's a. Else if. Now see the semicolon is here. This is a bit different than the other programming languages. So here you check if it's greater than 75, it's A. If greater than or equal to 65, B. If greater than or equal to, you don't have to do both checks. Like, because anyway, all the values here are less than or equal to 75. Okay, so here again you don't have to check the range whether it's less than 75 and greater than 65. You don't have to check the range. A lot of students do that mistake. They check the range here. No need to check the range because anyway, all the marks are greater than or equal to 75 are captured at the first scenario, right? So here it's a B, here it's a C, here it's a, S, and if the marks are less than or less than 75, it's a F. Then you print your grade because in these scenarios the grades are assigned with a char. Okay, let's execute. Okay, I'm getting the marks like 90. It's a A, right? Then I will get the marks like 60, right? So it means marks are greater than 75. No. These marks are greater than 65. No, we'll take like 69. So then it goes to this, right? So it will print as a B, right? Its grade is B. Then I'm taking the marks like 60. So is marks greater than or equal to 75? No. Is marks are greater than 65? No. Is marks are greater than it should be 55, right? So I'm not mistaken. So I took as 60, right? So in this, it should be printed as a C, right? Next scenario. If the marks are like, we'll take as a 40 because then it comes here. If marks are greater than or equal to 35, it's a S, right? And I'm taking the fail marks like kind of 5 because it goes to the else part and it print the grade as F. Okay, so hope it's very clear. Then we are going to talk about case statements. So rather than having a lot of if, then, else, ifs and nested kind of way, you can have it kind of a easier way using case statements. So in the case statements, you get the marks and based on the marks variable, you take it as ranges. Like for example, 0 to 35, it's a W. 35 to 40, it's a, here it should be S. 50 to 64, it's a C. 65 to 74, it will be a B. 35 to 100, it will be a like that. So if the rest of the marks, for example, -5 or maybe 150, those things will be indicated as invalid marks. And you print the grade, right? So let's do that program as well. So this is the program name, and you have two variables, marks, integer, grade, char, and you ask the user to enter the marks and get the marks, the variable marks, right? And here you have conditions, kind of state case. So case is looked after the marks variable, looking at the marks value, and then it do the assignment. Now, can you see here all the statements are getting a semicolon here for each scenario. So it will check a range. If the value is 0 to 34, it will be a W. 35 to 49, it will it's a 50, right? They have taken as 50. Okay, no worries. So 50 to 64, it's a C. 65 to 74, like that, it takes the range, and otherwise it will be else scenario, which will be printing as a invalid statement, right? So if the marks are between these range, that means it's greater than 0 and less than 100, right? Then it is only printing. So let me execute and show you few scenarios, right? So it will go for this scenario directly because marks are in this range. Like 5, it will be a W. It goes the first scenario. If it's 40, it goes to the S scenario. Now here 50 is the uh, boundary. So it means 55 is a C. 54 is a C. Like that. And we'll take like 70, it's a B. Right? Yeah, so that is what I have planned for this video. This may be a bit short, but I just want to talk about selection so you don't get any confusions here. So repetition I will do in another video. So hope it's very clear. And please do the practicals, right? Just looking into the video won't help you, right? Because when you are trying it, you will do a lot of mistakes. It won't be first run smooth execution like what I showed for you, right? When you do, you will have spelling mistakes, uh, different issues. Logic may be wrong, so do it yourself and then check the program, right? Do it yourself, get the Paxel XE downloaded, run these and get the practice, because just look in the code, yeah, you can improve for some level, but if you really do it, it is really good, right? So if you haven't still subscribed my channel, please do subscribe and please add a comment, right? Maybe your marks, maybe your feedbacks, maybe something I need to improve. So those are very encouraging, and share these videos with your friends as well. So thank you.